Isaiah 41:1 says, the judgment is gathered. The judgment has been seated. The coastlands dissolve before the Lord, and he grants me voice. Evidently, there's an expression wherein there was previously no understanding and a muting. Coastlands are indicative of admiralty law. Coastlands are the ordinances and the precepts, the patterns of this world, wherein that we are beholden to bureaucracies and corporations and governments. And that when we step out of line and we go off the grid, there's an answerability to the state of those that bear the sword, that eventually that we're going to come before a court to be held to account. And these patterns and these precepts and ordinances they all emanate from Babylonian money magic. So where it says that the judgment sits, that explicitly, in my perception, indicates that there's a higher pattern, that the patterns of this world have come to an end, and that there is another kingdom. The judgment sits is the place where we are seated with Christ in heavenly places, above all rule and authority. The rule and authority that have exacted substance, that have oppressed from high places, that have conducted these contrivances and patterns of this world, wherein that we are subject to bureaucracies and legalists and utilities and corporations. But now the judgment sits, and we are at rest. The judgment sits, and we are at rest, and we're not beholden unto them. The archons, the rulers, their powers have been disarmed by Christ, and they have no right or authority to exact substance from us anymore. So what do we do? How do we conduct ourselves when it's becoming so evident that the kingdom of heaven literally is at hand, and that these things that used to bind us are fading? I am facing some stark circumstances. I'm homeless right now. I am looking at some credit that I had to take out for car repair, and I am hearing, there are some banks that are making noise to me. Got a notification from my phone, my cell phone company, that there's an overdue balance on this. So how do we answer these conversations? Are we triggered in our emotions? Shall we be triggered in our emotions, and shall we fall back in line lest we engage this process and take it all the way to wherever it ends up in, some confrontation with the state, with those that bear the sword? It doesn't seem to have the trigger that it used to since I've become so persuaded in Isaiah chapter 41, verse 1. It doesn't seem to have the teeth, because it's almost an indifference. I feel an indifference. I feel a permission to be irresponsible. I feel like I almost feel guilty that I feel an indifference towards this, but I'm just realizing that there is something new opening up, and that this noise and these manifestations of worldly power are literally what Jesus said Paul said that Jesus disarmed rule and power. And so we are literally coming to a place where these utilities and corporations and bureaucracies and legalists all have to come to the knowledge of the truth that the puppet masters, the archons, the rule and power that have held sway upon these institutions have been severed. that they have no teeth, that they don't have the power to exact substance, that our fear can't be their food anymore. And so as I'm lifted up here, as I'm going forth, plotting my way through my life, there is another verse that comes to me that is encouraging me, because we are passing through princes as through mortar. I think that's in Isaiah 41 also, actually. We pass through princes as through mortar. I don't know, verse 12 or 13 or something like that. So when it says that you will pass through princes as through mortar, it's kind of like these princes, this rule, this power, are mortar is basically mud, mire. It's something to be trodden. It's like we're going to be lifted up and we're going to pass through. And it's like when we pass through the gates and we enter into kingdom reality and we start responding to the resources of heaven, it's like not only is there no venom, not only is there no teeth, not only is there no power to elicit fear from us that they feed off of, but we enter into a broad space, and it's like the transformation of the earth. We start drawing from kingdom resources, and the earth is transformed, and these giants that used to hold sway, that were under the puppet strings of the archons, the strings that are now severed, are become like Joshua said, or like Caleb said when they were going to go into the land and they were facing the giants in the land. He says, these giants are going to become for us as bread. So, I mean, look at these banks. Look at this phone company bill that whatever other expenses or conversations we have in this current monetary system. It's like our subserviency is being usurped. And we're coming to a place of ascent. And we can see like these institutions and corporations and utilities, these are the giants that have become for us as bread. These are the resources. They hold the resources. And when we awaken to who we are as sons of God, we start sucking off the fat of the land. We start finding pleasure in this world, because the patterns of this world have been broken and cast down by Christ, by disarming this rule and power. I'm about to take some moves. I'm plodding on with my life. I've got some plans. I'm going to travel. I've got to take care of some business, and it doesn't add up. And it's like, what kind of consequences am I going to face? It doesn't add up. I've got, responsibilities or whatever. But I'm like passing through it. Passing through princes is through mortar. It's all going to work out. They're going to be satisfied. And not only are they going to be satisfied of their demands on my belly, they're not subject, my substance isn't subject unto them anymore. Not only are they going to become satisfied, but there's going to be, these are cooperative components to our livelihood, our humanness, our expression as sons of God upon the earth. We're just taking back what Satan has lorded over since the fall. This is the redemption. It's not just our salvation. This is the redemption to the whole creation. We're taking back the earth, the resources. May you have an understanding for everything I just said.